Hi, everyone. My name's Perry Reed, and I'm the Global Training Lead for Global Relay for Life. So, my story, like many of yours, started with somebody I knew who was affected by cancer, my childhood best friend who actually today passed away 14 years ago. So, he's now been gone longer than he's been around. But I've definitely found a way to keep his legacy going through the Relay for Life program. So, I got started in college, just joined the Colleges Against Cancer of UCLA, quickly got involved in California, nationwide, and that ultimately led me to our global program. So you may or may not know, but Global Relay for Life is actually in 29 other countries. So what this means is that our Global Relay for Life team is an American Cancer Society group that engages partner organizations, and we help them empower their communities to really accelerate this fight to end cancer so that we can all have this world without cancer. So in my experience now, I've been doing it for about 2 years. It's definitely shown me how much I've learned from Relay for Life, but it also taught me how much there still is to know and that we never know everything. So what's really great about this program is it really makes you rethink how you look at Relay for Life. Some of these pieces we take for granted, the wonderful celebration of survivors, doing these candlelit remembrance ceremonies. All of this can seem very unusual and out of place in other countries until they find their way to embrace it and make it their own. So really, for me, a transformational experience was going to Kenya last year and working with their cancer organization, some really great volunteers and staff. And my biggest takeaway was before we could even dive into how Relay for Life was going to work going forward for the organization, we had to talk about what volunteerism is. What does it mean to be a volunteer? And that led to a really great discussion, really to understand their culture and their experiences and finally find this common ground where they understood what we meant by our version of volunteering, giving our time, and what that meant for them. And it was really cool to see them really run with it and over 3 days really put together an awesome plan that set them really on the right track to a really successful year. So that's just one example of when we're fortunate enough to get to meet with our partners face to face, but all the time we're working with them online. It really is a virtual world now. We do Global Heroes of Hope so that we can help really develop these volunteer spokespeople in their communities around the world. We do the Spirit of Relay on a global level as well to really recognize and award some outstanding individuals and teams who are really just lighting the world on fire around the world. Let's see, what else do we do? We are trying to help some of our partners who want to get involved with advocacy within their own country. That's been really cool to see. And of course, nothing with Relay would be complete without training, which is my role, as well as marketing and communications. So really making sure we have a solid brand and other countries really understand what is Relay for Life and what is Global Relay for Life. So if you want to know more, definitely go on to Relay Connect and just search for Global and you'll find everything about us, all the countries we're in. And it's a really great way to just see how something that's become so near and dear to us for over 30 years now is really spreading like wildfire in these other countries. So in this last year, we saw about 950 events outside of the US. They brought in over 56 million converted to US dollars, which is really astounding to see. So everything that you're doing is really making a difference. All of the wild ideas you're trying, the innovative things you do at your relays, the leadership that you build, the best practices you share, they're not only going to your surrounding communities, they're crossing the seas, going through the air, any way you can think of, to get to these people in other parts of the country. And I think for me, what I really love most about this experience with Global Relay for Life is talking to someone that you would have never otherwise met. Doesn't really seem like you have anything in common. I drive to work every day. Some of these people walk 2 hours each way to get to our meeting that day. But at the end of the day, once we really sat down and talked about it, we were all united by one thing, which is our desire to end cancer and live in a world without cancer. So that's really been my favorite part of the Global Relay for Life experience, is making those connections. So I hope you'll learn more about some of our partner organizations and see what Relay for Life is like around the world.